than 60 years, UK caravan manufacturers have followed roughly the same principles when building their leisure vehicles. From time to time, small tweaks have been made to the process, but nothing truly revolutionary has changed from the basic recipe of bolting and screwing the panels and the chassis together. SoLiD construction from Elddis is completely different. This pioneering manufacturing process employs a proven chemical bonding solution to replace more than 90% of the exterior screws and bolts normally used in building a caravan or a motorhome. This results in a strong, light and dry vehicle.
Well, the SoLiD construction is stronger, it's lighter and it's drier than any construction method we've ever made in our company's history.
Well, the advantages to the customer are all in the name. It's strong, it's light and it's dry.
Elddis began their 3-year design process by looking into various different solutions on the market, talking to engineers and university researchers to find a solution that was cost-effective but also fitted the 3 key criteria: strong, light and dry.
The idea for the SoLiD construction came from over 3 years worth of research.
I think really as a business we came rapidly to the conclusion that the current method of construction probably wasn't the best way moving forward.
The development process started 3 years ago when I decided that we must consider all the possibilities for us to make touring caravans and motorhomes different in the future.
Henkel, an international company that specialises in chemical bonding, was chosen as the specialist provider.
Henkel adhesives and the system specified for the new SoLiD construction offer over 10 times more strength than the standard systems used in construction today.
Elddis has been won over by their credentials and experience due to their background in producing solutions for the aerospace and marine industries and Formula One motor racing.
Many areas use the Henkel adhesives, predominantly in the use of bonding the aeroplane wings together, which again suffer from a lot of stress and strain, and the adhesives allow the stresses and strains to be disseminated through the bond lines.
Pretty soon we began to realise that if they can bond wings to aeroplanes, then surely they can bond a touring caravan and a motorhome together.
From this idea of structurally bonding, rather than screwing or bolting, the prototype for the first SoLiD construction caravan was born. Using a keyway joint, a simple yet effective technique, Elddis devised a pioneering way of joining the sides, roof and floor of a caravan or motorhome to evenly spread the working load and create an impervious barrier to water ingress.
The adhesives allow the stresses and strains to be disseminated through the bond lines.
We actually have a joint which is a key joint. Now with a key joint you have an additional 63% area. So for every linear metre of joint on the vehicle we have an additional 63% area for bonding around that because of the key and the joint design.
The bonded process was also applied when fixing the chassis to the floor, giving the whole structure added integrity and rigidity.
With the type of design we have, a fully bonded design, you're distributing all of the corner loads over the full joint of the vehicle, so you get the forces are distributed over a large area, so the actual force per square millimetre is very, very low.
When combined with the fully bonded floor, roof and side panels, Elddis created a structure much like the monocoque chassis that is often used in modern sports cars.
In simple terms, it fuses the panels together using adhesives rather than old screws or nails or bolts. So you get a seamless weld almost, making the panels work together, and that altogether makes them stronger. It's edging towards a monocoque.
Many traditional timbers were no longer needed and could be removed, further reducing the weight without compromising the strength of the unit at all.
All these things are major benefits to customers, particularly the lightness nowadays with fuel prices escalating. The weight of the vehicle is going to become more and more important.
Elddis was keen to keep the remainder of their construction process intact since it has served them so well over the years, with lightweight materials such as aluminium and glass reinforced plastic.
We're so confident in our construction that we're going to try and tow a caravan using the same adhesive and the same joints as we have in the entire caravan build. Here we've got a small box which is effectively a scale model of a caravan in length. So the joints here are the same joints and the same glue that we use in constructing the caravan. What we're going to do is try and pull this box apart by pulling a caravan. We're going to do the test with this big twin axle Crusader Cyclone that we've loaded to 1900 kilos. Okay, ready to go? The testing initially was our own test locally. We've done lots of testing at various test tracks. We've done some testing at Millbrook with a caravan test schedule which they design. We've tested at Markbronn in Germany, again with a schedule designed by our chassis manufacturers. And in addition to that, we've gone to the Ford Proving Ground at Lommel, where we have pushed the testing further than we've done before, threefold.
The testing of our final prototypes was absolutely crucial. We wanted to test where large trucks are tested, we wanted to test next to normal domestic passenger vehicles, and we wanted to test next to some really serious kit, next to military applications like Challenger tanks, for example. And if we could come through all of those testing environments, again, we would obtain reassurance that we were heading in the right direction.
Over a period of several rain-soaked days, the prototypes were put through their paces to ensure that the expected benefits of strength, lightness and dryness had been achieved.
During the test, the caravan is subjected to all the rigours that will suffer during the normal life of use. So, crashing into potholes, crashing over the curbs, corrugations, cobblestones, high-speed motorway running as well.
I don't think you can appreciate how hard the test is if you've not been and seen it. Every 3 laps, the tow vehicle had to be stopped and cooled down the water. It was that hard a test.
We've tested it to the equivalent of 27,000 miles usage, way beyond what normal test is.
This is double the industry standard, as the team was keen to prove that the SoLiD construction system was more than up to the job.
We test our caravans fully loaded. Not everybody does.
At the end of the process, the caravan was scoured for any signs of wear and tear, but nothing was found to be out of place. The caravan had come through with flying colours, and no adjustments were necessary before towing nearly 600 miles back to the headquarters in the north of England.
The caravan was literally good enough to drive away and use.
But Elldis still wasn't satisfied, and the vehicles had been comprehensively tested, so a test in the company's rain simulator was carried out over several weeks to thoroughly drench the exterior.
Well, on sites, we have a test facility for water which simply drenches the caravan, and we use that 5 days a week as we're working here. There's always a product under that test. At Millbrook, though, it's more severe. We will basically give a year's rainfall in about 5 minutes and douse the caravan and make sure nothing gets in.
During this time, much of the rain froze to the surface of the prototypes, meaning that they were exposed to ice as well as water. For added hot and cold testing, the vehicles were taken to Millbrook Proving Ground, where they were subjected to extreme temperatures, ranging from -15 to 40 degrees centigrade.
So we've frozen the caravans, frozen the motorhomes, and then warmed up again, and then repeated that process several times to see if we could fatigue the crack. So at that point we had neighbours such as armoured personnel carriers and tanks.
Well, when the test results came back, they just exceeded all of our expectations, and it absolutely was clear it was the way to go forward.
The vehicles were then deconstructed right down to the chassis to check for any signs of water ingress. Yet again, both the caravans and the motorhomes came through with full marks.
We brought it back, we water tested the van before and after, no sign of ingress. For me, it's a real advantage to the customer. Water will not get in through the new jointing system.
Finally, the SoLiD construction prototypes were rebuilt from the ground upwards to ensure that should a customer incur damage, the vehicle would be fully repairable by the service and repair teams.
During the testing programme over the last 3 years, every vehicle that had gone through the full test programme in terms of durability was brought back to the workshop and stripped down completely to its component parts. One, just to make sure that actual component parts weren't damaged, the bits you couldn't see if you like, and two, also just to make sure you could disassemble and reassemble in a workshop environment really, which is there's nothing more in here than you would get in any of the normal sort of dealerships.
At the end of this 3-year process, Elldis was so satisfied with the results that they gave SoLiD Construction the highest endorsement. Made exclusively by Elldis, this process has been rolled out across all of the Elldis caravan and motorhome ranges and the Buccaneer range of luxury touring caravans.
I am so confident in our SoLiD construction method that I took the decision to roll it out across all of our motorhomes and touring caravans for the start of the 2013 season.
There's no way we would implement anything on any vehicle unless we were 100% confident about it. So whether it's on one vehicle or all vehicles, the construction method's fundamentally the same.
Furthermore, each SoLiD construction model comes backed up by a 10-year body shell integrity warranty as standard, such as the company's confidence in the durability of their construction process.
We're offering a 10-year warranty with a product such as our confidence in the design of the shell and actually the repairability of the shell as well.
From design through to construction, it's clear what you can expect from a SoLiD construction caravan or motorhome.
Solid construction is definitely here to stay.
The long-lasting strength of industrial-grade adhesives, the lightness created by the bonded construction process, and the dryness delivered by the fully bonded seal on the walls, roof and floor.
The water simply will not get through that bond.
What's more, all of this is possible without increasing the cost or changing the exterior look of the product in any way.
We've made sure it's repairable, and we can aesthetically design it in any way we like in the future. There's no restrictions whatsoever.
With this solid basis, Elddis are perfectly positioned to deliver construction without compromise.